We are the only television news crew allowed on set for this behind-the-scenes look at the shack.
You told me to come out here.
Mac, this is happening inside you.
Based on the best-selling book, it tells the story of a father whose faith is shaken after tragedy, wondering how a good God would allow such a nightmare to happen.
There is a beautiful journey that you have to take that I realize now when you take on a role, well, the role of God. And it just shows you just how human you are.
Oscar winner Octavia Spencer plays the role of God, affectionately called Papa.
You know everything. You're everywhere all at once. You have limitless power. Yet somehow, you let my little girl die. When she needed you most. You abandoned her.
Sam Worthington is Mac.
I never left her.
If you are who you say you are, where were you when I needed you?
On the surface, Mac, initially in the film, seems to have it all together despite the things he's gone through. And then we learn, I mean, as the layers get peeled back.
I like kind of taking on characters where they have these challenges within themselves, and then the challenges kind of ripple out. Like, I've done a lot of movies that are quest movies. And this, in a way, is like that. It's a quest to discover what your faith is, and is what you believe in your heart still going to help you through the hard times.
As the title suggests, the setting for Paul Young's book is a lone shack in the woods. It's a story of love and loss he initially wrote as a Christmas gift to his children.
It came from 50 years of trying to find good responses to difficult questions. It took me 50 years to actually become a child. And then I was able to take 50 years of history and give a gift for Christmas to my kids.
Wow. What were your kids' response initially?
Thanks, Dad, a book. We'll get right on that. But when they read it, they were touched, every one of them differently, and that happens all the time.
So this book goes from self-published to selling 22 million copies, and now a major motion picture. When you sat down to write this story, did you envision all of this?
Oh, no. Are you kidding? I made 15 copies at Office Depot that did everything I ever wanted that book to do. So this has all been a monumental surprise. I think the grace and the kindness and the sense of humor of God, yes.
With success also comes critics, and I know that you heard
my people.
People being critical of the fact that of how you chose to portray God.
You misunderstand the mystery.
Though a work of fiction, some have called Young's depiction of God, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit profoundly unbiblical. One seminary professor wrote his own book in response called Burning Down the Shack.
What do you say to them?
We need to be challenged about how we think. And a lot of times, people's responses are based in they're afraid. And I know that because I lived in that world. So when a person's upset, they're not coming to tell me about me. I already know about me. They're coming to tell me in the only language they know how about what matters to them. And if I'm not at risk, I can step inside that space. Maybe ask a good question, maybe stay silent, but respectful, because it is about the dignity of the other and the journey that the other is in.
And in Mac's fictional journey, he sees Jesus as a Middle Eastern man, the Holy Spirit as an Asian woman, and God as a Black woman.
Don't ever think that what my son chose to do didn't cost us both dearly.
How does Papa, you portraying that role, compare to how you may have pictured God growing up?
Very differently. It actually, broke a few conventions for me, and I like the idea of a regular person's conversation with God. Basically, the breakthrough for me was realizing that the Father is the Father. So I approached it as a parent to a son.
I think God is essentially love. He's coming at you in a form of love. So whatever helps embrace and gives you that love, I think is a great idea.
He is who we need at that time.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Ephraim Graham, CBN News, Vancouver, British Columbia.